Let's unpack your violin. This one has a catch and a zip. There we go. Most violins have a little blanket covering them up, so we'll fold that up and put it off to the side. Always keep it inside your violin case, otherwise it gets lost very easily. This violin has a little seat belt around it. There we go. Violins have one sensitive part. This is the bridge holding the strings up, and it can pop out if we're too rough with it. So always put your violin down on its back this way and never this way on its bridge. It would be a little bit like lying face down with your nose to the floor. Always this way. Now for the bow. This case has a little flick switch to release the bow, and sometimes the bow hair can get caught in these little switches, so make sure that the hair isn't caught. And then slide the bow out carefully out of whatever's holding the tip of the bow. This is one of the most frequently broken parts of little kids' cases, because sometimes they lever the bow out like this, so be sure to slide the bow out carefully. This wooden part is called the stick of the bow, and we always handle the bow by the stick or by this black part called the frog, and we try not to touch the bow hair because the oils from your fingers can make it not make such a good sound on the violin. If you look down this end of your bow, you'll find a little screw, and this loosens and tightens the bow hair. Let's tighten it up now, but only until the bow hair is taut. It doesn't need to be any tighter than that. The stick of the bow should always bend in towards the hair and back out again. Don't tighten it up so that the stick is straight. That's too tight. You'll probably have a little pocket somewhere in your case, and inside the pocket you might already have, if you bought a violin kit, you might already have some rosin in the pocket, or you will have bought some. To rosin your bow, hold the bow at the frog end, and you basically just rub the hair along the rosin. One thing to be careful of though is that there's a metal piece at the end of the bow hair here, and if you're not careful that can take chunks out of your rosin. So cover that part up with your thumb so that the rosin doesn't hit it. A gentle child rosining could be done every day and the bow wouldn't mind, but a good pressured adult rosin will last for a good few hours of playing. Let's pack the violin away again. We'll put the rosin's cover on and put it back in the pocket. The bow, we always leave the bow loose whenever we are not playing the violin. So use the screw to loosen off the bow hair until there's no pressure on the stick at all. Most violin cases have two places for the bow, and you can use either of them. There'll be one way round that the bow fits better than the other way though, because of the curve of the case. So carefully put your bow in and latch it in however your case latches. I'll put the little seat belt back around the violin's neck and the blanket over the top to stop the top of the violin getting scratched. We'll do up the zip and off we go.